Elizabeth Warren, or Warren, people don't even know how to pronounce her name anymore, myself included, began campaigning for Clinton today. And to give you a background of who she is, because there are some people who will come across this and not know who I'm talking about. Currently, she serves the junior senator for Massachusetts. She's very popular with American progressives, and she's frankly the best thing for progressives going into a Clinton candidacy or nomination at all right now, because Sanders is out of the question when it comes to being a VP candidate. He's not going to be, and he seems to have no interest in it either. Now, if this were just a random first day of campaigning, I would have just ignored the story altogether, not paid it any mind, not not even spoke about it in this video, just ignored it completely. But instead, you had an interesting exchange well, at two different points. You had Fox sitting over here having their discussion with several of their hosts, and I'm not going to name drop any of them because it was multiple programs. It was that Greta program, and I think Outnumbered might have had it as well. And they spoke about the attire that Warren and Clinton wore and how it sort of aligned with the other, this blue clothing, if you will. And then, they mentioned offhandedly that Obama did the same thing with Clinton at this one New Hampshire event 8 years ago, and I guess that's supposed to justify focusing on clothing rather than substance. But I can't really charge them with, not paying attention to the serious issues here, because I will have to confess that Warren did pretty much do the same thing in her attacks towards Trump, where she ridiculed him in his wearing of a hat. Now, in response to that critique, which that is a new one, I've never heard that one before. Trump went online and posted that Warren was racist and mentioned her Indian, or I apologize, forgive me please, Native American ancestry. And I really am sorry if that was a Peruvian slip, or I really did not mean to do that. So, bottom line is, I'm totally sorry. I'm genuine about that. He came after over her proclaimed Native American ancestry. It's been something she's spoken about multiple times. The whole background controversy with that is that appearance-wise, she's Caucasian. But then if you go and look at her records, she'll say in previous records that she was Native American or a minority, and then later down the line revert to just being Caucasian. So it's kind of slippery slope thing going on where it just goes back, and then after that change back to being Native American. It just goes from one thing to the other, and that was addressed on Fox as well, to their credit. So that's where that controversy comes from. Now, this is not the first time Trump's used that attack line towards her, and it most likely will not be the last. This appearance today also made headlines, or was just as prominently featured as it was, because of the fact that, one, Warren is considered a potential vice presidential candidate, who I think Clinton has the best chance of winning with. That's my view, though. You can disagree if you want to. And two, it almost completely contradicts all of her past statements about Clinton. This is someone who in the past just attacked her as not being really for progressives. And it's a viable argument to make that she's not. And again, I'm not going to fault her for that, making the argument. But I will question or call to just call out in a way is how you can just go after someone on their positions. Admittedly, she's not going after her personally, but then go and endorse them. Talk, I'm with her. I'm all for her. I'm gonna rally and throw my support behind her. Yeah, this is great. We're teamed up. We're aligned. We're Democrats. That kind of. What are you doing? And that really was what came off to me when I woke up this morning and saw on the TV this flashing thing about the two of them together. and saw Warren delivering her remarks in favor of Clinton, because it befuddled me that you switched so quickly. And they got on Rubio for doing the same thing with Trump when he said he was supporting him. And I can't, the game of politics is, I understand we attack each other, we say bad things about each other, you're running for the same office, but when you have such stark contrast with the other person that you profiled so much in your campaign, how do you endorse them? I mean, if she just said, okay, I disagree with Clinton on this one thing, like a social issue, okay, that's acceptable, that's agreeable, I can get behind that. But she didn't do that. She instead disagrees on a number of things. And again, this isn't just some minor occurrence. There's a whole bunch of issues that they're apparently fighting against. She believes Clinton's bought. She feels that she isn't, and she really isn't. But it's just the whole idea of, I'm so different from this person. Let me profile every single example to you, and then at the end of that, go, oh, by the way, vote for them now that they've beaten me. I'm thinking back into just recent history. I've only been alive for a few years. And I thought back to when Ron Paul ran in 2012, and after he lost, and now he refused to endorse Romney, and basically said him and Obama are the same person with different parties. Now, in hearing that and just kind of assessing that and remembering it and being surprised by it, at least you knew where he stood. And that's something that he will always have my respect for. Whereas Warren now is just, I don't get it. I'm not saying she's losing it, but I'm certainly calling into question why she would go out and endorse Clinton the way she did. Again, you had Boehner do the same thing where he endorsed Trump and say, hey, I don't agree on this. And he made a little bit more sense, unlike Ryan, who was just sort of, well, I'm Speaker of the House. He's the nominee of my party. What did you expect? Oh, yeah. I don't get it. I'm not trying to make Ryan sound as if he's stupid. He's not, because he's trying to appease his party. But you just have to have some type of moral consciousness that lets you know this might be bad. This makes no sense. People might think this just doesn't add up. This is bizarre. This is inexcusable. I can't be behind this person. I just said all these different things about them. But no, instead they just will act as though it doesn't matter. And that's really the fault here of why we don't get anything accomplished in Washington or in politics in general anymore. Because you have people who are so two-timing, they're worried about advancing themselves rather than the people. And I think they're advancing themselves, or at least these candidates, by throwing their support behind people they admit to having these stark contrasts with. Whatever. I'm done ranting. Thank you for watching and have a good day.